Yes. Hey, if it's me and you, Michelle, it's gonna be a quick one.
Okay.
I won't extrapolate. We'll see how we do with.
Okay.
We'll give everybody a minute or two. What time is it? We're just at 2:30.
The slides on the first one. Take pictures.
Which one?
The classic text one.
It's okay. Which one? Yes, I will share that in the company chat. I shared the video, so I'll go in and add the slides under Cody's video. So you can rewatch it with him teaching because he's amazing. And then I'll put the slides in there. I didn't do that, but I'll do that. So you can click them and go through the slides. Yeah, that would be super helpful. Yeah. I know. I said we would give folks a couple minutes just in case, because I don't think it'll take a full hour with two of us, but we'll get through it and yeah. Alex, sorry, I know you just took a bite, so. He's doing one. I had lunch with him today. He won that lunch from our meeting last month. And they're doing one, I think, in at the end of the month. Missy, yeah. And he said that what's interesting is like he's got people that he has invited that are already in his pipeline, and basically now they're sending other people. So like he called one girl and she's like, I'm gonna bring a friend that's interested in buying a house. So yeah. Yeah, I do too. Yeah. I think there's always opportunity. I think when the rates went up, a lot of people got really fearful. And then what they're realizing is like they're not going to go down where they were, like they were waiting. And so then I think now as people are getting educated, and you can only wait so long, like life happens. We've got to go buy houses, right? So, yeah. So, hey, ladies, it's time after. So Michelle, I'll share these slides too.
Okay.
Today. We put a QR code up here, so if you guys want to scan it, you'll have this whole packet. And I'll show you. So if you guys want to scan that QR code, oops, right there. That will actually open up a Google Drive folder. Now, the cool thing about Keller Williams, your partnership here, is when you use your KW email address, you have part of your tech fee every month is you have unlimited Google Suite tools. And that's a service. You probably could buy Google Suite for like $100 a month, but you get it as part of your tech fee. So you'll see a lot of Keller Williams agents use the Google platform to store presentations and resources just because you have unlimited storage. So if you're not using your kw.com email, you may consider moving to that one as your login and forwarding your personal email there, just because you do so much in the Google Suite. So what you guys are going to see when you open that is this is a folder of resources that Keller Williams built for us to teach you how to do a seminar. And what's really cool about it, if I start here with seminar instructions, this is the actual step-by-step, start to finish on how to host this seminar, okay? So the first one is you're going to access all the materials. So that's what I just shared with you. You can also go into Connect, go into Command and click your Connect tab, and you're going to want to search, it's called Your First Home. Your First Home. And Your First Home is the name of the book that Jay Papazan wrote that we can actually purchase and we can give to first-time home buyers. You can buy them on kellerinc.com or probably even Amazon, if I'm being honest. But you can get a box of the books on Keller Inc. And then, you know, it could be something that as people get their loan qualification or something, you give them the book to read so they understand the process. Maybe I wouldn't give them to everybody, but maybe people that I know are going to qualify, have signed to work with me, and are going to buy a house.
So is this the one that, like, I don't know, Carmen just said, yeah, it's, but I think, yeah. Anyway, it's like a little magazine.
Yeah. You know what it was called?
Your first one.
Yeah, then it would be that. So that book matches, like when you get that book, inside of it has all these graphics and this whole process. It matches this whole toolkit. So the book and the toolkit go together. And you'll see when I get into the slides kind of how it looks, and it should look familiar. So
It's in Connect.
this whole toolkit is in Connect. And I'll share it in the office Facebook group too, so you guys can, I just downloaded it all into my drive and I keep it there. But so step number 1 is you're going to access the materials in Connect, including a marketing plan, your presentation. They have social posts and social graphics and your worksheets. And those things all come in this kit so that you can facilitate a first-time homebuyer seminar. The second thing is download them to your computer, because I'll show you this in a minute. You're going to want to do some edits and modifications to the PowerPoint. But here's the cool thing. Once you modify it one time, you could use it 100 times after that. You're just going to customize it to you and your business. And then anytime you do one of these, you just open it up and it's ready. Okay. Step 3, you're going to read through the marketing plan, which I'm going to show you guys in a minute. The marketing plan gives you a head start on how to advertise this and get as many people in the room as possible. It gives you ideas on things to email to your database, specific wording for follow-up with attendees, and then ideas for the social posts. And a lot of other helpful information on just homeownership in general is you can give to people as a resource. Okay. And then you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna customize the presentation with your information, your photos, and then you're gonna use the post to post to social media. And from there, you'll have a customized toolkit that you can use. I used to do this every single month when I sold real estate. We would do a first-time homebuyer seminar every month, and we didn't really have to prepare for it. We would run ads on social media and we could target our database, but we didn't actually have to do a lot of prep because it was already built. We just showed up probably 30 minutes before, we opened our slides, and we got ready to present. Okay, so that the instructions are in here, and then you'll see next to the instructions is the marketing plan. So the marketing plan, this is a 13-page kit that basically tells you how to navigate your database, the geographic area, how to prepare the strategy that you want to use, and then get out and either door knock or start promoting via social media. So that this packet, you look right here, it actually has the exact messaging you're going to send out in an email. So all you're going to do is you're going to copy that, start a smart plan, hit your database with it. And then you modify like the location, directions, the date and time, and then it'll put your name in there once you're in command. There's a second version of the email because you might hit your database multiple times, right? The next one is the follow-up email. And so this is a script. So you can send the email out. You can look at who opened it, or you can just call through that entire list and say, hey, this is Tara at Keller Williams. Do you have a minute? I sent you an email earlier this week. Did you receive it? Great. Are you going to be able to attend our seminar on such and such date and time? And then they have a response if it's yes, and a response if it's no. So you're just going to kind of go through that script to dialogue. The conversation. This is a conversation for calling a past client in your database. Now, remember I shared today in the sales meeting, 61% of your buyers are going to give a referral in the first 12 months after purchasing. So we want to call them and tell them what we're doing. Now you see here in the first paragraph, it says, I'm calling because I'm holding a seminar and I've set a goal to help 25 homes or 25 families who think home ownership may not be possible for them. So they're specifying, like, I'm actually going to set a goal to have 25 attendees. Can you help me get someone to the room? I recommend that. Like, you always want to be talking about, even with your sales, if your goal is to sell 20 houses this year, when you talk to people, you're going to say, my goal is to help 20 families achieve their dreams of buying or selling a home this year. Who do you know that could be one of the 20? So this is just putting some parameters around your goal, and then asking them to send someone essentially. Yeah, I think so. Mm-hmm. This is calling a renter in your database. So anybody you know, like as you guys are working in your database, you want to always tag, like if they're a renter, add that tag. Because then you can actually kind of target those renters for this every time you facilitate one. And so there's the renter conversation. The next one is a door knocking conversation if you want to prospect in an apartment complex. So it literally gives you what to say if you want to door knock and hand out flyers in an apartment complex. Is it legal? It is. Yeah. If they have a non-solicitation up, you can't. But if you can find an area that doesn't, you can absolutely door knock it. And then the next part of this is the social media suite. And so the graphics are in a folder I'm going to show you, but what's great about this suite is they actually tell you exactly what to put in the post. So they give you the graphic and then you copy the font and you drop it in the post and you hit post. It's pre-built. Kind of cool, right?
Okay.
So then you guys will see all the graphics. Like there's one that says there's no place like home. Ask me about home ownership. They've got this graphic that says get closer to your dream home. So whatever graphic you use, you just want to grab the font and copy and paste it into Facebook. You could even probably spend like an hour and just schedule them all. You know what I mean? Like go in, I think there's 12 of those. So you could literally go in and just set your Facebook where it's scheduled for like a maybe 3 go out a week. And it just goes and it once you build it, it posts, right? There's one about can you afford renting? There's one about investing, start investing. There's more. Home ownership offers freedom, stability, and greater opportunity to build wealth. And then there's your information. There's more. Never the wrong time to buy. This one says the average homeowner's net worth is 40 times that of the average renter. And then there's font. I can make your dreams come true. 10 steps to buying a home, systems for ranking homes, what you see versus what your agent sees. And then this is that homeownership fact sheet. So you can actually print that to have it on site for your event, or you can just share this stuff out throughout this post. So that's the marketing plan to follow. And then, let me see if I can find this. I think. These are graphics. These aren't the graphics, but these are graphics that they give you. Go back over here. I need to name these. These are the graphics that go with the marketing plan. So all you do is just download the image, copy the font, and post it on your social with your date and time. And then the other thing I have in here, okay, we have this entire program in Spanish. So if you have Spanish speaking clients, we have the marketing plan in Spanish, the worksheet, everything here that you just saw, we also have it in Spanish. Uh-huh.
We have spent in order to.
I think in Africa, there's a lot of different languages. Afrikaans is one that I think that people speak the older dialect, but I think most of the stuff you'll see it in English and potentially Spanish. We don't even have everything in Spanish, but you could probably now upload any of this into like ChatGPT and they could translate it for you. So this part of the packet is all the PDFs and worksheets for the event. Okay, so you'll see here, this is kind of their info and sign-in sheet. So they're going to put their name, why buy now, like what they're looking for, what's their timeline, decisions. So this is all in here, which I think we covered. And look, there's a budget worksheet down here where they can actually work on an actual budget to purchase. Then if we go to the next one, this is your checklist for hosting a seminar. What to do as far as preparation, the day of the event, what to do with your guests, and then the follow-up to get leads. The next one is a loan application checklist. So that's for them. Like if they don't have a loan approval, you can actually give them a checklist of those basic things that people typically ask for when they're applying for a loan. The next one is their lifestyle questionnaire. So that's just for them to fill out kind of what their dream home would look like. then this is another kind of timeline for when they want to start working with you, when they feel like their finances are going to be ready, when they are going to have their, so it gives them deadlines and benchmarks to work towards, which I think for a first time homebuyer is really helpful because they have no idea, right? And you've got that down here under contracts, moving into the new home, all of that. And then this is, let's see, places you can go for farming to get leads for your events. So you've got newlyweds, newly engaged people, college graduates, teachers, military, new and expecting parents, high-end renters, millennials, and singles. We have, you can do first-time homebuyer seminars for employees of vendors, allied resources, and businesses in your community. You guys could go to like a chamber and offer to host one at a chamber of commerce. You could offer to host one at a YMCA. Like, it doesn't have to be just you in the market center. You could go into a community. We've seen people do this, and actually our DEI community, diversity, equity, inclusion, they were at one point going into a specific community and doing one. Do you remember that, Michelle? Like once a month, when Kepler was doing it with them, and Kristen was running the committee. You can, it's got some specifics about marketing it, where you can have it on, like, you can put it on your website, put it on social media, Facebook business page, you create an event, contact your database, right? Oh, perfect sheet. And then this is the plan, promote, present, and pursue worksheet. There's just a lot of resources to help you prep and know where you want to focus. So I'm going to show you guys now the actual presentation, which is where we started. So they give you the slideshow. So essentially this is the thing you're going to modify. And I added this first page just so I can get you guys the QR code. But when you're going through your presentation, everywhere that there's a yellow Post-it note is where you're going to modify. So that's kind of the notice, like, hey, I need to modify this. So on this page, it says, before you present, personalize this to your team and your market. Instructions are provided in the notes section. Let me see if we can see those. So I'm on this slide. If you look down here in the notes, do you see that down at the bottom? There's actual notes on and what to put on this slide. Well, it's actually not just a slide. I'm sorry. It's all of them. So slide 2, it says to put your name. Slide 3, it says to put your contact info. Slide 4, it says a URL for your mobile app. So it just kind of tells you each slide where you want to modify. It's not all of them, so I'll show you. But it's got instructions on where, and you'll always see that yellow Post-it. Okay, so like on this slide, it wants you to add your name and a local neighborhood photo. Like you could use this one, but if you wanted to put like a picture of Cincinnati here, you could do that, right? You right click on the sample photo and select change picture. So they literally like tell you how to do that. So then the next one is you're going to put your photo here, your information and contact info. Okay. The next one is your photo, right? You're just going to put your photo and contact. All you're doing is just customizing the slides. You only got to do it one time. And then every time you use it, they're done. You're just going to make it yours. But it's pretty much built. So this one wants you to put a little bio in here. And then your phone number, email, and your KW app link. Okay. And then this one is we're going to start going through the presentation. So congrats, you've taken a step on your home ownership journey. You've become interested in buying a home. This is what you would present in the room. So we're just going to be talking to the room, presenting from the slide deck. Okay. what we're going to cover today. And so, Mary, to your question, these things right here are in that book. So this matches your first home book. These little images are all over that book too. I think they might have some for sale. It's in the bookstore, but it's a book. It's a small one, but it should be, yeah. So these are fears versus facts. So you're going to address their fears and the actual facts about purchasing a home. There's more of those. This is just a really great graphic on why you would buy now based on the interest rates. And so it talks about even when rates are higher, what the benefits are of going ahead and purchasing because of your long-term investment, pride of ownership, you've got tax write-offs, equity build-up. So that's all in here. Mortgage percentages. So you can do your historical and then you can put in today's average. I always want to disclaim, like there isn't an exact average, right? Now this one I love because this talks about owning versus renting over time. If you purchased a home for $250,000 and you paid $1,200 a month towards your mortgage, over 30 years you would pay $432,000, but you own an asset now that has increased in value. If you rented, on the other hand, you would pay the same $432,000, but you don't own it. And you basically paid off somebody else's mortgage. So it's just going to walk them through when and why to buy. And, why would you maybe wait, right? You may not buy right now if you're in the middle of changing jobs. You may not buy if your credit score is low. You may not buy if, you don't want to spend too much on a house or, some options there. And then this one, see the yellow postie? So we need to modify this slide. As soon as you modify it, you just delete that yellow postie off. You just hit delete. You just click it and hit delete and it goes away. But this is average home price. Are we in a buyer's or seller's market? Areas that could be growing in the marketplace. So you're just going to have some market data here. And then this is 10 steps to home ownership. And these also are directly out of the book. So again, if you have that book, and like I said, you could, sometimes people give the books away as like a raffle in the event, but I also don't hate the idea of having a stack of them for qualified buyers that are really interested and would read it, right? This slide you're going to modify with your mobile app information because remember, you want to make sure that the buyers you're working with are either using your mobile app or your website. Do not ever, ever, ever send your buyers to Zillow. If they click a link one time, 10 people are going to call them. And like, I am a really skilled agent and I would be concerned with the people calling because they're going to try to close them into an appointment and get them to sign something. And you may not even know. They probably don't even know what they're signing. Okay, so now it's going to walk us through, see these dots, the steps to buy. Step one, you decide to buy. It's got kind of that principle in here, understanding equity, what that looks like over time. Step two is selecting your agent, right? Your photo is going to go here. We got a yellow postie, so you're going to put your picture in here. And as your buyer's agent, I do all of these things. You can modify those if you don't like them, but this is kind of what they see as valuable items for a buyer's agent. Then we're going to talk about the buyer representation agreement and why that matters and what that actually allows you to do on their behalf. So then when we hire an agent, when to hire an agent. So this is that checklist. You guys remember I showed you that sheet with their timelines? That sheet corresponds with this slide. So right here, you would point them to their worksheet and say, let's talk through your timeline and have them write it down. Okay. And then this is all of the contact information if you have multiple people working in your business. So your name, if you have a loan officer, if you have an appraiser, inspector, you could create like your preferred vendors, multiple vendors, ideally, right? Title company is in there. You can have your transaction coordinator in here, right? It's just your resource list. This is about securing their approved financing. And there's the steps to financing a home. Probably going to see what they need to bring. So here's establishing the budget, choosing the right loan officer, applying for the loan and getting approved. So we're just walking them through step by step, different mortgage options. And then from there, we submit the accepted purchase contract to the loan officer. Going to walk them through appraisal and title, getting funding to close, and then understanding mortgages. I don't hate the idea of having a loan officer on site for this event. Like, I think you could absolutely do that to answer some of these questions, like what is PITI?
Suggest that they first.
I would go through the slides in this order and then have them cover this segment of it because there's probably 5 to 10 slides in here. Okay, so this is about their search criteria. We have a worksheet for this. Do you guys remember that worksheet where I talked about what they want out of their home? So this slide matches another one of their worksheets. So you're going to talk through like what are they looking for, and then there's finding your home. Kind of walk them through that. Again, you have your mobile app in here, so just reminding them the best place to search for property is on my mobile app. You guys know when they use your mobile app, you can go into command and see every single thing they've looked at. They can heart things, they can not like things, but there's a timeline of every single thing they look at. And if they want to request a showing, you get a notification. If they apply for a loan approval on your website, you get a notification. So it's really important that your clients are using your app because you have the ability on the back end to see what they're searching for. And it's smart. It'll modify their search based on AI technology. And if they start looking in different areas, it'll send more in those areas. Like the tech is super smart. And then you can ask, like, who's been looking at houses? Okay, so next one is, talking about what you see and your agent's ability to help you make a good decision. So, like, what do they see? And then the agent's going to know, how does this compare to other properties around it based on the size and the price? That's what they're paying us for, right, at some level. So it's just specifying that. Do they want to purchase a condo or a townhome? If they are, there's some specific things you're going to talk about there. Is it new construction? And then we talk about making an offer. So when you're making an offer, we always want to look at price, terms, and any contingencies. Due diligence. What is that option period for the due diligence period based on the contract? So you're going to put in any specifics here, but I think for most people it's 7 to 10 days from their offer from their contract for due diligence. And then what are the things we can and can't ask for repair negotiations? And then we close. There are your pre-closing, kind of how much money they're going to need in order to purchase, right? And then pre-closing verifications, so things to do to prep for closing. and then what they would be bringing to closing from a legal perspective. And then this talks a little bit about maintenance of the property, considering a full warranty. And then, so there's a last slide about you. What makes you different and special. And your contact information. Your mobile app is in here, and that's the last one. So this is probably, guys, like I would say you're gonna have an hour or two to customize your presentation one time. And then this entire program is probably an hour event. We would do first time homebuyer seminars for like an hour once a month. And if I could get a loan officer to come, I'd have them bring like a tray of Chick-fil-A minis or something like that. So we had some food. And we would pretty historically have somewhere between 5 and 10, sometimes 5 and 15 people, which would just then go into my pipeline for follow-up, and was a really nice opportunity to potentially sell real estate to somebody. What do you guys? Somewhere between 5 and 15. And we did them, but we did them once a month, and we did minimal marketing. Like it wasn't if I were doing it like quarterly, I would probably market for 4 to 6 weeks. But we would market for 30 days. We'd hit our database. We put it on social media. We weren't doing anything really crazy. But I'll be honest, like if you're doing open houses every weekend, you could have information about this at your open houses and just say like, hey, you're out searching. I'm actually doing a first time homebuyer seminar on this date and time. And you could funnel people from open houses into your event. Yeah, I mean, because here's the thing. This is doing what others don't do to have what others don't have. And when you show up this way in your business, like, what do you guys think? If you were a consumer and you had an agent that sat down and explained the whole process that way, would that change your perception of them? Yeah. And then if the people that come see you as a professional, they're going to refer other people to the next event. That's what's happening with Alex, right? Like he's had people come, they're going to do it again. And now people that have come are sending other people. Yeah, and coming a second time. So, the thing about just the Keller Williams way is we want to set things up in a systematic way that you can do multiple times and look for opportunities to make them better. Sometimes agents are like, I'm going to do a first time homebuyer seminar, but they don't use the tools. They go try to build it all. They do it one time. They don't track their activities and the results. And then it's like, I tried it once. But if you're going to do this, I would recommend doing it multiple times and getting a really good feel for if you like it. And if, that's why we talk about GPSs and 411s. Whatever your strategy is, you should really do it for about 12 months to see how effective it is over time. Yeah. So I will share this toolkit in the Facebook group. And Michelle, I'll share the slides from class this morning under the video I shared a little bit ago. Okay, ladies.